Coming up on the East End.
You can not only have the food on a plate, you can not only learn how to cook it, you can learn how to grow it.
Take part in a true farm-to-table experience on the North Fork. Plus,
keep reeling. Keep reeling, Chuck. Nice, buddy.
Head out on a summer fishing adventure that's fun for the whole family. And
nothing makes you feel better than a nice bowl of pasta.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Get a taste of Italy on the East End.
from lavish Hampton's hotspots
to local North Fork hidden gems.
Come with us as we explore the people and the places that make up Long Island's East End.
Welcome to the East End. I'm Erin Colton.
And I'm Joe Arena.
We've got lots to see this weekend.
And while you're exploring it all with us, don't forget to play along in our East End trivia game. Scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen, answer some questions during the show that pop up, and you might just win a free trip on Hampton Jitney and some East End swag.
Farming is the fabric of the North Fork.
Yeah, but for many East End farmers, it's not just about planting and harvesting crops.
At 1760 Homestead Farm in Riverhead, you can take part in an immersive experience and learn how to live off the land.
We bill ourselves as the biggest little farm on the North Fork. Just because there are so many things to see and do here.
At 1760 Homestead Farm on Long Island's East End, you get a true sense of what it's like to live off the land.
We are a homestead model farm. Homesteading means you're starting out in a new piece of property and you're trying to carve out a life. We grow for our own sustenance and all the surplus that is now produced and shared with others.
Larry Kaiser owns the Riverhead Farm and says its name came from the time it was first created, back in the 18th century.
This is a Riverhead Town historic property, built in 1760. So when we created a farm name, we put in 1760 Homestead Farm.
All right, Larry, I'm going to be put to work today. The full farm experience, what's it going to entail?
All right, we're going to have to feed chickens, feed goats. We got to check our crops. We're probably going to have to pick a little bit. All right, we're gonna make sure things get watered, nothing dies, okay? And then we're gonna pick some stuff and we're gonna make some lunch together. How's that?
Sounds like a great day.
That's 100%. Snoop corn in that.
Here we go. Oh.
Let's go do coop number 2.
Here comes everyone. Oh God, okay. There you go, girls. Time for lunch.
All right, Erin, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna collect some eggs.
Okay.
Come on in. This one was just laid.
Oh my gosh, it's so warm.
Follow the road right here.
Here at Homestead, you can experience it all. You can learn how to cook a meal and pick the veggies and herbs in the recipe.
We are the culinary farm. We do farm chef experiences because you can not only have the food on a plate, you can not only learn how to cook it, you can learn how to grow it. There are not many other places on the Northeast that can say that. All right, Erin, grab a crate.
Okay.
We're gonna check for cucumbers. I'm gonna check our tomato plants in the hothouse. See, I've already got ripe tomatoes off of the vine. Just clip the stem off.
They're prickly. That's another good one.
This one's good.
Okay.
Grab at the base, give it a little wiggle. There
Yeah! Time to cook. And on the menu today, radish tartine and Mediterranean zucchini.
My friends call me chef. I get humbled by it, but I'm really just a dishwasher that learned a few things over the years. I went to the School of Hard Knocks, and I majored in bust your butt. Use your hand other hand as a strainer, so there's no seeds go in. Dip it in there and give it a little taste. Just a dip.
It's good.
Think it needs a little pepper?
Sure, Larry. Beyond the fresh vegetables, Larry says visitors stop by the farm for one specific treat.
Concord grape pie.
Concord grape pie. I've never heard of that.
This is our flagship pie. They come from Jersey, they come from Connecticut, all over the island.
Cooking isn't the only thing you can learn at Homestead 1760.
We're always doing workshops here, whether it's floral workshops, beekeeping. We do pickling lessons, jamming lessons.
Seems like you guys constantly try to reinvent yourselves.
That's part of the reason why I don't sleep at night. My day starts at 4 o'clock with coffee and I'm figuring out what can we do. People want to see new and fresh. We're trying to preserve North Fork history and to show people that this is a true working farms and we still exist. We're still here, we still need you. You need us, we need you.
An old farm with some new adventures.
I've not traveled the world, but I can tell you with great certainty there is no other place like Long Island. And there is absolutely no other place like the eastern end of Long Island, especially the North Fork.
All right, you got to tell me, was the grape pie sweet or tart?
Sweet.
Okay.
It was sweet. It's so good, I still have some in the kitchen.
All right, can't wait to have some. Our next trip takes us to the water for a fishing adventure where you're just about guaranteed to find that perfect catch.
I'll get the lines off and we'll get out of here. We've been fishing in business for about 25 years. First 6 years we were in business, we were in Montauk. When my first daughter Alice was born, we brought the boat back here to Shinnecock. We've been here ever since.
And for that quarter of a century, Captain Brad Reese of Someday Came Fishing Charters here in Hampton Bays has been responsible for thousands of days on the water that ended like this. From May 1st to December 15th, the charter specializes in taking out small groups of up to 4 people.
There are much bigger boats and much faster boats. We've got a perfect setup for the style of fishing that we do.
And that includes offshore fishing for shark and tuna, and inshore fishing like we're doing today.
It's a good fishery here. We've got striped bass, bluefish, fluke, sea bass.
And within 5 minutes of leaving the dock, our lines were in the Shinnecock Bay.
Oh, that was a bite.
Wow, got a bite in like 2 seconds right there.
That's good news if you're bringing the kids along like I did. And Captain Brad says children are encouraged to come aboard so they can experience the joy of fishing and even get a lesson or two.
Come on over, Charlie. That hand here, this hand here, hold the rod just like that, all right? I'm standing here right with him. It shouldn't take very long, to be quite honest with you.
And Captain Brad was right about that.
There you go, fish on, nice and easy. Keep reeling.
Keep reeling, Char.
Keep reeling. Nice, buddy. You ready? Wow. And that is what it's all about.
Charlie's catch was about 29 inches, but his smile was what made the day.
28, he's a keeper. That's a keeper. Boom. Nice job. That's the way to do it.
Having Charlie on board made Brad, who started fishing with his father decades ago, a bit nostalgic.
When I was about 9 years old, I started working on deck for some head boats and charter boats down in New Jersey. After that first year of me just being a bucket boy, running around, getting sandwiches out of their coolers, making sure their buckets were full of bait, the whole 9 yards, making sure their experience on board was what the captain wanted. I went to my great-grandfather. I said, you know, someday I'm going to get my own boat, my captain's license, and run my own charter boat. That's where the name came from. Someday Came.
Someday Came.
Since that day came, Captain Brad has been introducing East End fishing to people from all over the country and beyond.
I've had people from Germany, I've had people from Ireland, I've had people from New York, New Jersey, the tri-state area. We aim to please. We've been doing it long enough. We know where the fish live, we know how to catch them. We look to provide a really safe and comfortable environment. They go back, they tell their friends, and hopefully when friends come here on vacation or hang out and stay, Airbnbs, local hotels, we give them something to do except just going to the beach. This is just experiencing the Hamptons from another view. Putting smiles on people's faces has been a goal of mine for a very long time.
Charlie caught a fish.
That's right. And
right off the bat.
And we ate it that night.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, if you'd rather spend the day in the water instead of on it, Splish Splash has fun rides for the entire family.
We teamed up with Discover Long Island for an inside look at the iconic East End Water Park.
Make waves and splash into summer here at Splish Splash Water Park in Calverton. Splish Splash is New York's largest water park, featuring over 20 uniquely themed water attractions and multiple dining and retail opportunities.
We opened in 1991, so we're going into, this is our 34th season, and it really has evolved in the sense of just adding more variety of attractions for our guests. So we really just started with like kind of the Lazy River and Kinney Cove and, you know, some other key attractions, but now, you know, we added a water coaster, Bootlegger's Run, we have Alien Invasion, which is also a fan favorite, and then we repurposed Hyperlight here to just enhance the guest experience.
You can also relax in style in your own private oasis with one of the cabana rentals that are offered all throughout the park and accommodate party sizes from 6 to 16.
For this season, we opened up a new new retail shop at our Kahuna Bay wave pool. It's called the Big Kahuna Bazaar. Additionally, this year we opened up some new food stands. We have Ben's Soft Pretzels, which they're Amish inspired, so we're really excited about that. They're freshly made every single day at the park. We have Locos Tacos on our boardwalk. So yeah, we're really excited about some of our food options this season.
Adults can stop by the Riverview Bar for a beer or cocktails to enjoy while they watch the kids float on the lazy river or coming down from Dinosaur Falls. Be sure to check their website for all the details on the upcoming events. For Discover Long Island, I'm Brianna McEnroe.
Shotgun Falls, that's my jam.
I'm scared of that ride.
Yeah, just pop right out. I love it.
All right.
Thanks, Brianna. Still ahead.
There's not a day that goes by when I don't turn the corner and come down our long driveway, and it's like every sense is awakened.
Explore a Hampton's winery and the owner's inspiring works of art. Welcome back to the East End. We are in Bridgehampton right now here at Channing Daughters Winery. It's a boutique winery, but the wine isn't the only art you'll experience if you make the trip out east.
At Channing Daughters, we just focus on making the best wine we can make and providing the best experience to our guests.
And that experience here at Channing Daughters in Bridgehampton is an immersive one. And it's not only the grapes your senses will soak up, it's the art. A vision Allison says founder Walter Channing brought to life.
He was an amazing man. He was a venture capitalist by trade, but a sculptor by passion. There's not a day that goes by when I don't turn the corner and come down our long driveway, and it's like every sense is awakened. Walter was inspired by trees and wood, and every time there would be a storm and a big branch would come down or a tree, people would bring Walter, and he had a whole sort of yard of wood.
In fact, the Channing Daughters logo is an upside-down tree, the same tree that came down during Hurricane Gloria in 1985.
He must have looked at it with the eyes that only a real artist can, and he saw something magical in it, and he inverted it and made it into a sculpture.
Which today is still here on the property, hanging upside down and seen by visitors far and wide.
We get visitors from New Jersey, from Connecticut, and then all over the world. Last week we had people from Spain and Japan. The week before we had people from Iowa and California. So we really get people from everywhere.
And while Walter is no longer with us, the name lives on through his daughters.
There are 4 amazing daughters. Walter said that he named Channing Daughters because everything he knew when he was growing up was something and sons. And he wanted something with the name daughters in it.
And while there's only one family name on the label, the winery has almost a communal feel to it.
People always say, oh, is this the Channing Daughters family? And the answer is yes, no, and yes, because they're all around, but we are a family. I mean, so many of us have been here for so many years. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. We have children of people working here now that have been working here. It's a special place.
It started with the purchase of 1 acre of land in 1982 and eventually a little more land throughout the years. Land, Allison says, was a potato farm at first, but today, 27 acres of vineyards producing a variety of grapes, something winemaker Christopher Tracy says is a benefit of the East End.
Our climate, our terroir, affords us the opportunity to grow many different grape varieties. We work with probably 24 different grape varieties and create a spectrum of styles, hues, aromas, flavors in wine. It's about who are you with, what are you eating, where are you? And then I'll give you 1 or 2 wines.
And speaking of 1 or 2 wines, a flight tasting here at Channing Daughters is one of their more popular experiences. That, and of course, the art that surrounds your day at the winery.
We're really engaged in telling the story of the East End of Long Island, of Bridgehampton. There's lots of things special about Channing Daughters.
It's like an enchanted spot. It's a very magical spot.
What a beautiful place. Thanks, Joe. One of the best parts about summer in the Hamptons is exploring all of the new restaurants that open up at the start of the season. And if you're craving Italian, at Arthur & Sons, they're serving up Sunday sauce 7 nights a week. Pasta, eggplant, chicken parm, all the classic Italian dishes being served up on Long Island's East End.
Chef Joe Isidori is a Michelin star chef.
And Chef Isidori's vision of old-school Italian-American cooking just made its way from Manhattan to Bridgehampton.
When he was younger, he spent a lot of summers out here in the Hamptons working as a cook on the line.
That's why Arthur & Sons opened their second location here. Manager Tia Glover says it's a special spot for him.
It was really like nostalgic for him to come back.
Kind of like old school New York coming to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Although summers were spent in the Hamptons, Chef Isidori grew up in the Bronx and always wanted to include his 90s style in his food and atmosphere.
Music has always been a part of Joe's childhood, growing up in the Bronx. He's definitely into hip hop and, everything that was happening in the 90s. So he wanted to make sure that he instilled those vibes into his West Village location and the location out here in Bridgehampton.
Even just the tablecloths take you back, right?
Yes.
They take you back to old school Italian restaurants. Chef Tim was taught all of Isidori's recipes. He's teaching me how to make their most iconic dish, spicy rigatoni.
It's definitely the most popular dish we have.
These are all the ingredients that are going in.
Let that simmer go.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Grab as much cheese as you can fit in your hands.
As much cheese as I can fit in my hands.
Don't be so delicate. Get in
Okay,
there. Just throw it in.
I'm ready.
You don't want to see the food, you want the cheese. So nothing makes you feel better than a nice bowl of pasta.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Takes every problem away. The restaurant's open 7 days a week and has a large outside patio to enjoy daily lunch specials.
In our Amalfi Garden, we are partnering with Polini. We are going to be kind of having a spritz bar, late night, light bites, and cocktail hour out here from 11 to 2 a.m. We like to be a little more casual, a little more relaxed, but still have fun with elevated food.
To see more of the menu at Arthur & Sons, just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Still ahead.
Our mission is to be inclusive and create educational and performative and entertaining ways to experience the arts.
See how an old East End movie theater was transformed into an arts center that's fun for the whole family. Welcome back. The East End is filled with places that awaken your creativity.
And at North Fork Arts Center, they're hoping to inspire and entertain visitors and locals alike.
It's so rewarding when you see all these lives enjoying the thing that I was able to build a career from.
Tony Spiridakis caught the acting bug while growing up on the East End.
There was a little theater that I went to when I was 10 years old, and I fell in love with acting in Greenport.
And he knows a lot about playing different roles.
Acting took me to writing, and then took me to directing, and so forth and so on.
These days, he heads the nonprofit North Fork Arts Center at the Sapin Greenport Theater, a popular venue on Front Street with a rich and resilient history.
It was originally the Metro Theater in 1915, playing early film and vaudeville. Then the hurricane of 1938 brought the building down to the studs. It was rebuilt again in 1939. Its sole purpose was to give entertainment to the community.
The building was last owned by media executive Josh Sapan, and when he stepped away, the community came together.
He said he should form a new nonprofit, get a board that's got real wonderful people, and then raise $1 million.
It took just 6 months to raise the money, and in 2023, the North Fork Arts Center was born.
Our mission is to be inclusive and create educational and performative and entertaining ways to experience the arts. Up here, we made a Broadway stage. We can have any music act we want, plays, lectures. What we want to do is keep 3 theaters and take the back theater and basically turn it into an educational space. We have 4 high schools out here. I would like the Saipan Greenport Theater to become their creative clubhouse. It's a fun place to come and gather. I really wanted the lights on Front Street, so we're doing that now.
And for Tony, it's the role of a lifetime.
I'm getting to give something back, and I'm watching them love it. I don't think there's a better feeling that I could possibly have.
There are so many things to do there this summer.
Real cool place, yeah. Time now to check your answers in our East End trivia game. If you've been playing along, scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to our website where you can submit your answers for the chance to win a free trip to the East End on Hampton Jitney, plus some News 12 swag.
You'll also find more information on our website about all the places we've explored in this episode.
And while you're there, let us know about your favorite places to visit on the East End, from the lavish to the local.
Because it just may be our next adventure. See you next time.